Hi, I'm Jennifer Cooper of JKC Mobile Notary, and welcome to my channel. I'm so glad you're here today because today I'm going to tell you how to be a jail notary. One of my first videos was about how I'm a jail notary and my experience in that. But today I want to help you find your way to this notary specialty. So if you're ready, I'm ready. Let's go. Okay, how to be a notary in jail, how to do jail notarizations. That's what we're going to talk about today. And we've got a lot to cover. I'm going to try to go as quick as I can without going too fast for you. So I hope that this will help. If you haven't considered being a notary that does notarizations in jail, it's something you should really consider because it can be a profitable service you can provide. That, and it gives you a great opportunity to help other people. So let me give you some reasons why. It allows you to help people who are in distress or in need. It broadens your clientele basis, and it is an excellent source of income. So today I'm going to talk about jail notarizations versus prison notarizations, jail passes, and when and how to get them, what type of documents you'll notarize in jail, who is your demographic that you're marketing to, and safety of jail notarizations and charging clients. So it's a lot to cover, so let's try to get through it as quickly as we can. Okay, let's talk about jails versus prisons. What I'm going to be talking about today specifically is doing notarizations in county and city jails. My experience comes from Central California. This is where I live, so I deal with 3 county jails. There are prisons nearby, but I know that they have notaries on staff that visit a couple times a week for family and inmates. That might not be the case for all the prisons. Anywhere you are, things are going to be different. So it's going to be your responsibility to kind of go into those places to find out what you need to find out. I will tell you that going into a prison to do a notarization is going to be an all-day event. Once you get past getting certified, verified, all of the things that they're going to require of you, unless you can batch those appointments, it might absolutely not be worth your time, but that's me. That's not you. So you guys do you. So county and city jails are going to be jails that are like in the downtown area of a metropolitan area. Some metropolitan areas might have more than one. City jails, town jails will be like in the police station. So those are the places where we will be talking about doing notarizations. Okay, let's talk about jail passes. How and when to get them. Now, I'm going to tell you from my experience in my county, a county jail has required me to have a pass. The other 2 have not. But the best way to find out if you need a jail pass is to walk into the jail and ask, because everybody's counties and cities are going to be different on how they want to handle that, how the application process is going to work, the fees, all of that. So rule of thumb, go into the jail in your area to discover what you need. That covers everything. Sorry, I'm looking at my notes and it covers everything. Don't just go in. It's going to give you a better lay of the land too when you go into the facility, whether or not you need a jail pass. So jail passes make getting in easier. When I get to an appointment, I tell them who the inmate is, and I fill out a piece of paper and I hand them my jail pass, not my ID. So it kind of makes that go smoother. But do your due diligence and find out whether or not your county jail requires a jail pass. Okay, let's talk about how a jail notarization works. I'm sorry about this, you guys. I must have scratched myself. It just happens. Okay, first thing, you're going to get an appointment. Somebody's going to schedule you to go do a notarization at the jail. So you're going to get your appointment and you're going to get paid in advance. We'll go over that later. And then you'll take your documents and your notary supplies to the jail. Once you get into the jail, you're going to talk to the officer at the front desk and let them know who you are, who you need to see, what you're doing there. So they might have a form for you to fill out. They might ask for your ID. They're going to check that inmate where they are. Hopefully they're in the building you're in. They might be in a different building. You might have to move down the street or across the street or whatever. And then you will sit and wait. They will call the inmate's name when the inmate's ready. They're not going to call your name. So you need to make sure you know who you're signing with, because that's going to be who they call. And once they call, most of the time that inmate is already in their attorney room. It's kind of like, they call it an attorney room sometimes. The room that you'll go into is through a couple different doors, depending on the facility. Once you go into this room, there's going to be 1 to 3 windows, and the inmates are on the other side of the windows in kind of a really small boxed off room. And there are telephones on the walls for you to communicate with each other. So once you get into the attorney room, your inmate should already be there. So what you're going to want to do is he or she get the phone hook up so you guys can talk to each other. They have to do that. Once you get on the phone, you introduce yourself and you tell them who hired you and what you're there to do. Most of the time, they're expecting you. If not you, they're expecting a notary. So, and I'm going to tell you guys, if you have any concerns about going into a jail and dealing with inmates, these guys and women, all of them are perfectly pleasant. We're going to get into how you should look at this situation, but I need to tell you there's nothing to worry about. They're not scary people. They're people that need their kids to be taken care of or need their things to be taken care of, or there's lots of reasons that you'll be there. So anyways, so once you've done all the introductions, you're going to go ahead and walk through everything that they need to sign, because any place I've been, it might be different where you are. I can't pass anything to them. We're going to be using a courier officer, and I'll explain that in a minute. So in the meantime, you're going to show them what they need to do. You're going to point out all the places they need to initial or sign. You're going to show them how to sign your journal and how to do their thumbprint in your journal. And once you've got that all covered and they're ready and you're ready, then you alert the officer that you are ready for a courier to help move documents over. An officer will come to you, take all of your information. You walk that officer through everything that the inmate needs to do. They're going to take your journal, your pen, your ink stamp, and the paperwork that the inmate needs to sign. They're going to take it around into the room. You'll be able to see all this happening. Don't hang up the phone. You might still need to talk to him or talk to them. It's not just guys in jail. So while over there, the inmate's going to sign everything, sign your journal, do the thumbprint, and then the officer's going to bring everything back over to you. Once that happens, you finish out your notarization. And when you're done, you say goodbye to the inmate and you let the officer know that you're done so they can unlock the door and let you out. Just so you know, when in California, the ID on the inmate's wrist has an ID number. That's the number you're going to use for identification for the inmate. So that's pretty simple. That is how a signing goes. Once you're done, you can go out and you're done. It's pretty simple. It's not simple. It can be complicated because you have 3 people here trying to make things happen, but it's a pretty step-by-step way of getting it done, and what to expect can change depending on your facility. Okay. I want you to remember that inmates are people. It doesn't matter what they've done. It should not affect how you treat them or act around them. They deserve the same respect that you deserve. And if you can't do that, this is not your specialty. Another thing to keep in mind is when the officer is couriering your stuff over to them, that means they're taking your journal out of your possession. This is dicey. You're supposed to keep your journal within your control at all times, even though it's an officer of the law. I'm just do at your own risk. I have an electronic journal, so everything's backed up. I don't have to worry about it, but it's just something to think about. Also, I told you this, but I want to explain it again. When they take all your stuff to the inmate to sign, the officer's in there the whole time while they're signing it. So nobody's on their own with your stuff. This is a really special niche market, and you can earn as much money as, like I said, direct loan signings. However, it requires somebody with compassion and care. You're dealing with distraught or upset families, and you're very likely going to have to sit down with a talkative inmate who could be in tears, could be angry, could be a lot of things. If you can't manage the emotions of people with grace and being, oh my gosh, you guys, I missed so much. Hold on a second. If you can't do that, then this is just not the job for you. Okay, charging clients. Now, this is going to depend completely on your state laws and regulations on how you can do charging and fees. But you're going to want to charge not just for the notarization, but also for the time. Because listen, this can be a 30-minute appointment. This could be a 3-hour appointment. There are things that could happen. And you just never know. And so I want to tell you, I'm not going to tell you how much you can charge, but I'm going to tell you that I have a set amount, and it's different on weekdays and different on weekends and different on locations. I also say get paid in advance, because if you're paid in advance and you're stuck in there because there was a riot nowhere near you, but the whole building is locked down and you're stuck in there for hours on end and you were never able to get the notarization done, you're still getting paid for your time. And you can decide how much, if or and when you want to refund any of that money. So make sure you're following your state laws. I can use notarization and I can use convenience fees and things like that to make my fee work. But I will tell you that I make about average what I would make on a direct loan signing. So if you know how much that is, then you know how much that is. I'm not going to get into it, but that is my advice on charging clients. I didn't get into the safety very much, so I'm just going to quickly go over that. I said earlier that it's a pretty safe situation. The only thing that could happen is, like I said, there could be something that happens while you're in there that makes everything shut down. If you are taken hostage for whatever reason, and I can't see how that's possibly going to happen, especially in the setup they have where I am. But if you are, they're not going to negotiate for your release. So you're going to have to sign something before going in to that effect. So, but it's just not, there's nothing to be afraid of. That's what it comes down to. There's nothing to be afraid of. So, okay, the kind of documents that get notarized in a jail, it's pretty much anything. Power of attorney, child guardianship, real estate documents. Now, keep in mind, if there's real estate documents and you are not a certified loan signing agent, you cannot notarize those. A regular notary cannot notarize loan documents. So, just so you know, trust and estate documents, release of property documents, permission letters, lots and lots and lots of things. So pretty much anything that can get notarized can be notarized in jail. Your marketing demographic is not the jail. Okay, when you're marketing this service, you're marketing to the public. You can market to criminal attorneys and you can market to bonds bailmen, but you do not market the jail. It's not going to work. They're not going to promote you. It's just not going to happen. The people who are most often going to hire you are the family members of the inmates. So that's how you're going to get most of your work. So I hope I covered enough. I'm sorry this is a little broken up. I've had some camera issues today, but like I said, this is a niche market. And if this is something you want to add to your service offerings, I encourage you to do that. But I also encourage you to do your own footwork in your area, because every area is going to be different. But this can help grow your business in ways that you didn't expect. So if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to ask. Leave comments in the comments section down below. And until next time, take care of yourself, grow, and develop everything that you want this notary business to be. See you later.